Okay, so I always start these sessions with the same question, which is, how many of my typing sessions have you watched before?
I've watched quite a bit of. I say, yeah, watched quite a bit. Yeah.
Okay. Do you feel like you have a good understanding of what I'm what I'm looking for when I'm asking certain questions?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And how long have you known about typology in general, MBTI stuff?
Um, I would say I first got into MBTI probably. Ooh, I want to say maybe 2016, 2017. I mean, like 4 years, 4 or 5 years, something like that.
Okay. Um, can you tell me about your day so far up to this point?
Let's see. Um, what got up out of bed? I got ready for work. You know, work. I went to work, finished work, ran some errands. I think I ate dinner around 4 or 5, I think, and watched TV until now.
Okay. Anything exciting happen at work?
No, not really. I do like food delivery, Grubhub, Walmart point pick up groceries, basically that. Nothing exciting.
I'm assuming he's coming back. Hello again.
All right, I'm back. I don't know. I guess I got booted off.
It said you left the call. I don't know. That's what it told me. Okay, so uh, you deliver stuff, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so do you remember interactions with specific people that you gave stuff to, or is it just sort of like a blur?
So usually I just drop it off outside of the door.
Oh, really?
It's
You don't talk to them
really
at all?
rare. Mm-mm. We don't talk.
Oh, okay. So it's not like the pornographic movies suggest.
What? What?
Well,
Like a
the pornographic movies suggest that delivery people, when they go to deliver things, they find multiple scantily clad women there who invite them in to have sexual intercourse.
nah, that's never happened. It's never happened. Well, I'll take this back. It happened one time, but it was a guy. And he was in his underwear. It was a guy, but he was in his underwear. It happened once. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you give me a general sense of the where I was, where I am, where I'm going question about your life?
Okay. Could you explain it some more?
Sure. It's like I used to be a version of myself that had not yet learned certain things. I've now learned those things. I expect to be different from how I am now in the future in the following ways.
Okay. Um. All right, what was it called again? Where I am?
Where I was, where I am, where I'm going.
Okay, where I was. Hmm. I would say where I was. I don't know. I don't know if I can really.
So you've got a fairly iffy connection, it seems like.
Yeah, I was just about to say. I think my connection is not too good.
So if you want to try doing it with just audio for a bit, we can try
Okay.
that. It might, if you turn up your camera.
Okay.
Okay. So, you were having trouble answering the where I was, where I am, where I'm going question. Let me ask you
Yeah.
a different question. Okay,
Okay.
have you heard me ask the world mic power question?
No.
World mic power is you have the microphone for 30 seconds. You get to say something. It gets broadcast to every person and translated into their language all around the world.
Okay.
So what do you say with the mic, with world mic power?
With world mic power. Okay. I would say. I would say. I would tell everybody to stop. Stop. Stop being. Learn to appreciate each other more. Work together. Find common causes to better humanity. Um. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That's what I would say.
Rachel, can you take that outside?
Oh.
Sorry, Rachel forgot I was doing the typing, I guess. So, okay. Do you think it's better? Which of the following do you think is better advice? Option one is that people need to learn from their experience and build up a repository of skills sets and knowledge that they use going forward, or
Okay.
that people need to let go of their past, that they tend to attach too much to it and have adopt limiting beliefs about their past.
The last one was you said let go of the past
And not be held back by limiting beliefs that you may have imprinted from past experiences.
hmm, and I have to choose either or.
Yeah.
Uh, ah, Um, I guess. Be, I guess. I guess the first one more so learn from your new experiences, but also too because from the past you actually learn stuff from the past. I guess yeah, the negative stuff that doesn't serve you, you can let go, but stuff that you did learn from it, take away with it, you can bring that with you, into the future. Use that for future scenarios.
Okay, can you give me an example of a lesson you learned from a specific instance in the past?
Okay. Let's see. I would say let's see. I'm thinking. I have them. Hold on. I have it. Hold on. I would say mm, 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 mm. I would say uh I would say okay, I got it. Hold on. So I'm trying to think. Be specific. Hold on. I know it's something about work. Okay, yeah. So I lose my wallet a lot. I like quite a bit, and I always lose my cards. So, all right, I so every time though I lose it, I tell myself, okay, I'm gonna put it in a certain spot and try to remember it and check for it, and I sort of do, but sometimes I don't know. I don't know. I forget or it sort of doesn't work out. But for the most part, I try and learn from that. I try and remember, hey, put my wallet in a certain spot, or make sure my debit and credit cards are in one place or whatever.
Okay.
And, yeah.
Do you have any headphones?
Yes.
Could you put those on?
All right. Okay.
Okay, let's see if we still get that echo. No, it sounds like it's better now. Okay, cool. Can you hear me better?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I can hear you with less interference now as well. So, okay. Can you tell me possible reasons why Mexico and the United States should become one country?
Why? Which country?
Mexico and the United States, why they should become one country?
Well, more people, you get more taxes. With more taxes, you can fix more roads, more infrastructure, more social programs, um, more variety of cultures. You got different cultures, so that's something. Let's see. Yeah, that's what I got so far.
Okay. I'm going to now tell you about a new invention of mine, and I would like you to come up with marketing names for it. So, my invention is a pair of flip-flops that has built into it a metal detector that's tuned to gold. So if you walk over gold, your flip-flops will beep.
So flip-flops that when you walk, say that again, flip-flops that when you walk over gold.
Yeah, it's got built into the bottom of the flip-flop a metal detector that's tuned to gold. So if you walk over gold, your flip-flop will beep.
Okay. I say golden feet. Feet beep. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. How are you feeling emotionally right now?
Emotionally, I don't really know. um, I don't know.
Okay.
Mm,
How are you feeling physically right now? Any aches?
a little
Aches?
sick.
A little sick?
Yeah, a little sick. Yeah, like my head has got a little pressure and a little fatigue.
Okay. Can you talk to me about your sleep habits?
Hmm. Um. I try to go to bed like probably like around 12 or 1. I don't get continuous sleep throughout the night. I usually wake up in the middle of the night, tossing and turning. And I say I probably get like maybe 6 hours of sleep or 5 usually. Then later on during the day, I have to take a nap. So yeah, my sleep isn't that good. It was worse than what it was now, but it's gotten better.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you remember what you had to eat so far today?
Uh, did I eat breakfast? Okay, so I had for lunch I had macaroni and cheese, some corn and some hot wings, and a protein shake. No, did I have the protein shake now? I think I had a protein shake.
Okay. Do you remember where you were when
And
you ate
then
it?
I was in my car
Okay.
in the strawberry lemonade. Yeah.
All right, cool. So I'm going to ask you some TI questions now. Have you heard me ask these questions
Okay.
before?
Some of them.
Okay. All right. So if some penguins like fish and some things that like fish fly in the air, is it necessarily the case that some penguins fly in the air?
Some penguins like fish, and some. Can you repeat that one more time?
Some penguins like fish, some things that like fish fly in the air, therefore some penguins fly in the air.
Maybe. I
Okay.
guess some possibly.
But is it necessarily the case that some penguins fly in the air based on that syllogism?
According to this logic, I guess, yeah.
Okay, let's
But
try it.
penguins don't fly, do they?
No, they don't. Okay, let me ask you another one. If only people
All
from
right.
Iceland like iceberg lettuce, and I don't like iceberg lettuce, am I necessarily not from Iceland?
All right. Only Iceland is like. Can you repeat that one more time?
If only people from Iceland like iceberg lettuce, and I don't like iceberg lettuce, am I necessarily not from Iceland?
Only people from Iceland. You're not from Iceland.
I'm not. I'm necessarily not from Iceland.
Correct.
Excuse me one moment while I pull this bong rip.
You good? Good.
Can you tell me who my father's sister's son's daughter is in relation to me?
Your father's sister's. Can you repeat that one more time?
My father's sister's son's daughter.
Your It's like your second cousin?
It's your
First
first.
cousin once removed? Something like that?
It's just your first cousin. It's just your regular cousin.
Okay.
All right. When I ask you that question, did you picture in your mind your own family members until you got to one where you didn't have a family member corresponding to that one?
I can't remember who I'm picturing. I can't tell. I know I'm picturing people, but I don't think it's my family.
Okay. All right.
Or it could be. I can't remember.
Okay, that's fine. Can you talk to me about your own relationship with task completion?
For the most part, I usually get most stuff done, but sometimes I procrastinate. Like, excuse me. Yeah, sometimes I procrastinate. Like, sometimes I have a problem with the dishes in this. I'll put dishes in the sink, and I'll be like, I'm gonna wash them today, and I don't know. Sometimes I don't have the time to, but then sometimes I think I use it as an excuse and just say I don't have time, and then I let it sit and sit and sit. Then I'm like, oh, I gotta wash these dishes. Then I finally do it. But for the most part, most tasks I try.
Okay. How are the dishes right now?
I just washed them like an hour or two ago
Okay.
because they were sitting there for like a couple of days. So I finally got a chance to like wash them, get the motivation to wash them.
Okay. Can you break down the task of taking the trash out into exactly 4 steps?
Okay, take out trash. Tie trash bag. Pull the trash bag out of the garbage can. Walk the trash bag to the garbage can or dispenser. Drop inside the garbage can.
Okay. Cool. So what gives you satisfaction?
In life, just in life, I like listening to music. I like playing on my keyboard sometimes. I like hanging out with my friends. I like researching stuff, whatever I find interesting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Those all sound like satisfying things. When you play around on your keyboard, do you write songs?
No, that's one thing I said I want to do. At least do that once in my life. I don't know, like, because I know chords and stuff, and chord progressions, and I'm alright. I definitely could learn more stuff, but I don't know. Once in a while I'll sit down and try and write a song, but then I don't know. It just seems like it's a lot sometimes, but I don't know.
So do you learn how to play covers of other songs sometimes?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But the thing is, that's a weird thing too. I don't know how to play a song in its entirety. I can learn, but it just seems a bit tough. Not hard. Well, yeah, so not hard, but it's just a bit much to sit down and learn a song in all its entirety. I mean, maybe a simple song, like Mary Had a Little Lamb, or some simple songs, but like...
It's a lot of memorization?
Say again?
To learn the full song is a lot of memorization, or what? Like, is it too much memorization? Is that the issue with learning the whole song?
Yeah, you have to learn, like, I know some of the chords repeat, but then it's just a lot. You have to keep in your brain.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Right.
so, yeah. It's a lot, I guess, memory. Yeah.
Do you play sometimes with comp sheets, like chord progressions and the words in front of you?
No, not really.
Okay. How long does it take you to know when you first hear a new song you haven't heard before, whether it's good or not?
What was the question?
When you hear a new song that you haven't heard before,
Mm-hmm.
how long does it take you to know whether it's good or not? Whether it's good?
Can I tell if it's good or not?
Yeah, how long does it take you to determine whether it's a good song or not?
Not that long. I don't know. Like a minute, if that. Yeah.
Okay.
I can catch on pretty good with music. Yeah. It doesn't take long.
Okay. So, do you have a tendency to listen to just a variety of different singles, or do you like to listen to whole albums, or something else?
Yeah, singles. Singles, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to tell you the first half of a story, and let me know if you've heard this before, because it's been one or two of my published sessions, probably. Okay. If you have, I'll come up with a new story, but if not, we'll use this one. So, a woman walks into a bowling alley with a peacock on a leash. Have you heard this before?
I don't think so.
Okay, so the woman walks into the bowling alley with a peacock on a leash, and she goes up to the counter, and she says to the guy, I would like to rent lane 5, and I would like to rent shoes for myself and for my peacock here. And the guy behind the counter says, actually, we don't allow peacocks in the bowling alley. And the woman says, well, this peacock is my service animal. And the guy behind the counter says, well, okay, fine, he can come in here, but we still don't have shoes for peacocks. And the woman screams, you're discriminating against me. I want to talk to your manager. You take up the story from there.
Okay.
While you're thinking about it for a second, let me go refill my coffee, okay?
Okay. All right.
Okay, I'm ready to hear your half of the story.
All right. So I can take this anywhere I want to go. All right. So the guy behind the counter says, I'm sorry, ma'am, but that's just the rules. And so the lady says again, you're discriminating against me. But as she says it, the guy hears a cluck sound. And so he looks down at the counter. And then the lady says, this is my service animal. And as the lady says that, the peacock's mouth moves and says the same thing. And then the guy jumps back startled. Then he said, did you just see that? Your bird talked. And then the lady looked at him and said, what are you talking about? This is my service animal. And he looked down and seen that the peacock was saying it again. Then the peacock jumped on the counter and said, this is my service animal. Let me talk to your manager. So the guy ran out the door. And as he ran out the door, the peacock just magically appeared in front of him and said, let me talk to your manager. Then the guy started screaming. Then the peacock disappeared. Then the guy woke up and he was the manager.
It was all a dream.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So, if I'm going to ask you to choose between values as to which is more important for you to uphold, okay?
Okay.
So, is it more important for you to be kind or to be fair?
I don't know. I would say, I can say, I don't know. I would like to be both, but if I look back on the past and how I reacted, I would say I think I try and be more kind, a little bit more kind so than fair, but I do try to be fair, but probably a little bit more kind than fair.
Okay. What do you think is a more important value for you to uphold? Following through on what you say you're going to do or being likable?
I would say I usually try and follow through. I try and follow through with what I say I'm going to do. That's something I say I even wanted to prove on too, because as far as being likable, I know I'm a pretty likable person. I get along with everybody, so that part isn't really so much a problem. Probably more so working on following through with what I'm saying, what I say I'm going to.
Okay. What do you think is more important for you to uphold? Following through on what you say you're going to do or taking care of your body and health?
Okay, I would say which one's to get my body health. Because I'm pretty healthy. I'm pretty healthy. So I don't really worry too much.
You don't have to do anything in particular to be healthy, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I exercise and, I exercise. I try and eat somewhat healthy. So, I don't know. Probably focus more so on following through with what I say. My health and stuff, I don't know. I just feel like it's something not as, it's there, but I don't know. I'm healthy, so I don't really focus too much on it, I guess you could say, unless I get sick or something, then I'll focus on it.
What makes you madder at yourself if you planned to get like a loaf of bread on the way home, but you get home and you realize you've forgotten to get it, or if you stub your toe?
If I could get a loaf of bread. I mean, stubbing my toe that hurts. That hurts. I don't know. Yeah, I never really compared those two. You would think that I would think that they were the same somewhat. Well, I guess I don't know.
So, forgetting to pick up a loaf of bread on the way home is the same as stubbing your toe? How?
I guess for me, because I'm like, I should have remembered that. I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, why do you remember that? You should remember that. I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe because I'm hard on myself somewhat.
Okay, so what do you think you're better at successfully? Okay, well, let me ask you this question. if you had a temporary job where you had to pick for one day one of two jobs, which would you pick? The first job is you go around and you fix things like broken door handles, jiggling toilet handles, broken latches, things like that. And the other job, you deal with complaining customers and calm them down on the phone. Which do you pick?
Right now, I would pick fixing the fixing handles and stuff. Cause I probably could calm people down, but it'll be too much for me. They'll get on my nerves. It'll be just too much emotionally. So I'll stick with fixing stuff. Yeah.
Okay. What do you think I'm feeling emotionally right now?
What do I think you're feeling emotionally right now? I don't know. Hungry? Is that an emotion?
That is not an emotion.
Okay, let's try it again. Maybe neutral? Yeah, maybe you're not really feeling emotional, neutral.
Yeah, I'm feeling I'd say I'm feeling pretty neutral.
That's how I got, neutral.
Yeah. I have trouble verifying whether you're right about that, the answer to that question anyway, so.
Okay. Okay.
Let me ask you this. Can you talk about your understanding of the word truth?
Truth. Okay. Yes, truth would be something that's, how should I put it? It's the truth. It's what's real. What's real, I guess, I'm gonna say to everybody, but that everybody could verify. Something that everybody could verify as being the same.
Okay. What makes you more upset at yourself if somebody says, hey, you just said something that contradicted something you said before, or if somebody says, hey, you already told me that. Stop repeating yourself.
That'll probably make me mad right now. Yeah. Yeah. Because I don't, like, if I contradict myself, then I'll probably be like, oh, my bad. Well, I thought it was this and that. Well, I'm wrong. And yada, I'm wrong. But if somebody's like, hey, stop telling me to, I don't like that. Like telling me what to do like that. Like, I don't like that. Yeah.
Like saying to you that you're repeating yourself, you've already told me that, is telling you what to do.
Hey, well, not that part, but when they're like, hey, stop, you already told us that. Like, giving a command.
All right, cool. Yeah, okay. So, do you think you're more likely to be accused of being repetitive or being self-contradicting?
I don't know. I'm trying to think of like something like maybe my family or something that said that would give me some clues, but I don't know. Maybe repetitive.
Okay.
Maybe repetitive.
And if accused of being one of those two things, which makes you more defensive?
I would say probably being contradictory.
Okay. What if somebody tells you you did this a dumb way? In other words, not that you contradicted yourself or said something that was illogical, but you approached a problem a dumb way. For example, Here's me approaching a problem a dumb way. Pretend my left shoulder has an itch on it. This is a dumb way to scratch it because it's going the long way around rather than just using this hand, right? So, if somebody accuses you of doing something a dumb way, or if somebody accuses you of being self-contradictory, which bothers you more?
If they say the dumb way, that would get. Yeah.
Okay. So, I feel pretty confident about your type.
Okay.
And I also suspect that you probably don't self-identify as this type, but I could be wrong about that. So, I feel pretty confident that you're an ENFJ, but I want to hear what you think you might be besides that, if you don't think you're that, and sort of we can check and double check and make sure I'm not wrong, you know?
Okay, yeah, I did the whole 16 personalities. I got INFJ, and then I took the MBTI, the actual, I had to pay for it, and I got INFJ. And so it sort of resonated with me. And so for the most part, I was like, okay, I think I'm INFJ. Then I was like, I don't know, because then I started, as I kept learning about different types, I was like, okay, I don't know, I might be ISFJ. And then I was like, I don't know, I might be INFP. And then I was like, I don't know, though, because I might be ENFJ, too. But then I met this guy, and I believe he was an ENFJ. And because I had him take the little 16th personality test, and I know it's not, like, accurate, but I was like, oh, he seems very similar to me, except he was more outgoing. He always wanted to go out every weekend. He wanted to go out. I like to go out sometimes, but not like how he does. Like, he always wanted to go out, and I like to stay home sometimes and just chill. So I was like, okay, I think I am an INFJ, and I think he's an ENFJ. So I was like, I don't know. So then eventually I'll come back to, okay, I'm an INFJ. And I'm like, okay, because I have my friend, I think he's an INTJ. And we are very similar. And he's more quiet than me. Like, I'm more, I can be reserved and stuff. But if I know you and stuff, I'm pretty cool. I'll let loose and whatever. But in general, I keep to myself, but I can be cordial and stuff and yada yada. So I don't know. I think it's always come back to INFJ, but then I question if it's either ISFJ or
there's zero chance you're an ISFJ. You can just toss that right out the window. You can toss INFP out the window too. The thing is, you've got very weak SI, and both INFPs and ISFJs have quite strong testable SI. Anyway, testably strong SI. So the question I'm having is actually, like, I think you are SI polar. You have been able to give me a couple of details that would suggest maybe you're not, but when I ask you for examples of things, you don't give me examples, really. The example you gave me was one that you had from today. So it's like, I'm pretty sure you're SI polar. There's an outside chance, but I really don't think this is the case, that you're an ESFP, because your TI, but I don't think so. I am pretty sure you're not. Your TI you got every one of them wrong. But the thing is, you seem to be applying a basically TI process to it, sort of. So it suggests more fourth slot than seventh to me, although I didn't test it very much. People who don't do particularly well on the TI questions generally don't like having them tested at great length. So, anyway, the thing is, like, let me ask, Rachel, do you remember what we had for dinner last night? You don't?
Yes, I do.
Okay. What did we have?
Taco Bell.
Yeah, we went down to Taco Bell and had Taco Bell and KFC. Do you remember what you had for dinner last night?
See, last night. Yes. What was yesterday? Monday. I had. What did I have? I think I had Wendy's. I think it was Burger King. I had two double Whoppers from Burger King. 2 single Whoppers with bacon and cheese.
Okay. Well, that's very similar to Rachel's demonstration of SI about yesterday's meal. Let me see. Let me test Rachel's memory a little bit further and see what if it matches up with yours. Okay. So yesterday was Monday. The day before was Sunday. Rachel, do you remember what we ate? The thing is, do I remember what we ate on Sunday night? Do you remember what we ate on Sunday night? I'll try to think of it too. Let's see if I remember.
So, I believe.
Oh, I remember. I think that was Sunday. Do you remember what you had Sunday night, Ronnie?
Sunday. Sunday. Alright, hold on, it's coming to me. I work Sunday. I think I had. Where did I go Sunday? It's gonna come to me after we stop talking. That's when it's gonna come to. It's gonna hit me there. Yeah. Okay.
Well, look. Here's the thing. It's quite plausible that you actually are an INFJ. The thing is, one thing that suggests you're not is you did pretty well on the TE test, and when I describe the values that you get mad at yourself for and stuff, you more describe what I would consider to be an 8th slot relationship with TE than a 7th. And the thing you seem to understand what it is, least, is, well, see, that seems to be more like SI, which would be more consistent with INFJ. So, you might be an INFJ. I haven't ruled it out yet, which is why I said it the way I did when I first introduced ENFJ. I wasn't sure. Your SI seems kind of on the borderline between polar and not, as Rachel's did when I tested hers. I typed hers as an ENFJ originally too, but it became obvious eventually that she's an INFJ. And there's a couple of things you've told me in this session that make me think you might be an INFJ, and specifically the details about what you ate, not just where you went, but what you ate, where you were sitting when you ate it, and you were in your car, you recall that. So it's like those kind of details. Typically, ENFJs can't give them to me. I've had a rash of ENFJs lately.
Okay.
The other thing is, you only typically ask me to repeat things once. ENFJs typically ask me to repeat them more than once. So, because they really can't remember anything. So, I guess I'm kind of talking myself out of ENFJ here.
I'll tell you this, because I'm nervous right now, so
that doesn't make any difference. It doesn't make any difference. It makes no difference at all whether you're nervous. I shit you not. I've done this a million times. People can be as nervous as they want. They can't hide their cognitive function stack.
That's my disclaimer.
Yeah, people always have those disclaimers. Okay, well, all right. So let's see if I can nail this down a bit.
Okay.
So, what do you think? How would you self-identify as your own? If your own absolute values, are they? One of the differences between ENFJ and INFJ is INFJ's absolute values are the N's and the T's, whereas the ENFJ's absolute values are the F's and the T's. No, the F's and the S's. The F's and the S's. So ENFJs, what's really important to them is that they do stuff that has impact that both upholds on their overall likability, but also has meaningful value that's specific to the people they impact, and that that doesn't make them feel physically uncomfortable. So that's the ultimate values of the ENFJ. INFJ's values are intuition and thinking, which is they want the truth, ideally, that's reducible or argumentationally supported, that's original, and that is useful.
Probably the second one. Yeah, the
Okay.
second.
All right. So there are certain... When I talk to INFJs and I say that one of the challenges of being an INFJ is a lack of sense of self, that they're particularly prone to so-called imposter syndrome, fearing that they are somehow imposters. They typically identify with that, whereas ENFJs are less likely to identify with that. So can you talk to me about your own sense of self and where the authentic you lies? In which things, in which moments in life does the authentic you emerge?
Like I was saying before, my friends, when I'm with them, they know the real me, or yeah, I guess you could say the authentic me. I guess you could put it as it's. I guess it's that I don't. Okay, so when I'm at work, well, because I used to work at Amazon, so I work around people. So when I'm at work, usually that's work me. If I find somebody I'm cool with there, then I sort of relax and be myself somewhat. But that's work me. I try to focus on work. When I'm with my friends and with my family, they know me, but still to a certain degree, they don't. They know me, but I guess you never really know anybody fully. So and then with the imposter thing, I don't want to say I feel like an imposter, but I do to some degree. I guess everybody does it to a degree. They meant like it. Whatever group of people you're around, you sort of like acquiesce to that environment, and so I do that. I look back. I used to do it a little bit more when I was younger, but now I'm like, I try when I do catch myself sometimes doing it, and I feel like it's not necessary. I try and tell myself, hey, just be you. Hey, just be you. I try and do that. But I do understand the whole, as they say, chameleon effect thing with it. I do it, but sometimes I'm being cordial, and then I guess other times it's just that's the atmosphere of the group or environment.
Okay, sure. Can you talk to me about a movie or a TV show that you didn't like and what you didn't like about it?
Or a TV show I didn't like. Okay. I'll say this. I used to didn't like South Park. Oh my God, I did not like South Park. I did not like it. I didn't like it because it was so vulgar. Like, it was so vulgar. And I guess that was when I was younger. And I didn't like, what's the other show? What is the other show? With Family Guy. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I didn't like Family Guy either when I was younger. And then I don't know, maybe I don't know how to explain it. I think maybe I experience life more, and then I start watching it, and I guess I sort of like understood the vulgarness. I understood it, but also the meaning it had behind it. Like whatever they were talking about, I actually listened to what they were talking about, and it's satirical. So I was like, okay, I see what they're saying. Yeah, that's true. What they're saying. Yeah, yeah. So I'm like, okay, I like it because they're mocking, society and stuff. So I'm like, okay, what they're saying is true. Yeah. So yeah, I end up liking Family Guy, South Park. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So, can you talk about what kind of music you like? Any song, like singles or hits that I might be familiar with?
Yeah, I like R&B, some hip hop, pop, 80s rock, 80s pop. Yeah. 60s,
Can you,
70s
can you name
R&B and stuff like
a
that.
song that in particular that you like that I'm familiar with?
Yeah. Let's see. I'll do I think you'll know. Oh, Journey. What's the one? So I just sung it for karaoke. What is it? Don't Stop Believing. Journey.
Classic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you think you generally like good karaoke songs? Or songs you like or make good karaoke songs? Is there a correlation
Yeah.
between you liking them and being able to sing it?
Yeah, for the most part. I try and pick songs that I know I can sing. That's pretty popular. Yeah.
Sure. Okay. Well, can you remember the last time you went karaoke?
Yeah. 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 It was Saturday.
Okay.
Yep. On karaoke.
Cool. So it sounds like the test probably got you right. You probably are an INFJ. You test kind of a lot like Rachel tested. So, you know, maybe you're a 9 INFJ.
You said Wing 9?
I'm saying Enneagram 9, maybe.
Yeah, that's what I tested. I took the Enneagram. I got 9, Wing 1, I think.
Okay, there you go. So
Yeah.
I think you're an
Yeah.
INFJ wing. I think you're an INFJ Enneagram 9.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Yeah, because I don't know. I don't know. I think for the most part, I think I am an INFJ, but then I have these doubts. I'm like, okay, I don't know. I'm like, like I told you, I thought I was ISFJ. Then I was like, maybe I'm like this, like a, what is it? Wing 8, INFP or something like that. Then I was like, no, I see how INFPs are, and they're like hippie. I was saying, I don't know, negative, like they're hippie like. That's how I can describe it. They're hippie like. They're hippie like, and I can be like that a little bit, but I'm not really like that hippie like. So
The other
yeah, I
thing
was
is,
like, no.
I bet that in most contexts, you're probably a lot more quiet than this context necessitates you being. That you probably spend a lot more time receiving information
Yeah.
and don't have a ton to say in a lot of contexts.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I'm pretty satisfied with this typing. I think you are an INFJ, and I would say, even though you did shitty on the TI questions, that's
My
not
nerves.
that's not inconsistent totally with INFJs either. Some of them do. Rachel doesn't do great on them either. So the other thing is, as far as the TE, well, it's like, have you ever heard me ask those TE questions before, where you break down something into X number of steps?
Yeah, I've heard it before. Yeah.
Okay.
But
So,
that's another thing too. I noticed. I don't know. Maybe because I don't know. Like I think I'm all right with TE. I don't know. Maybe because I was in the military, and so I don't know if that maybe helped me develop my TE a little bit more, maybe. But I'm all right with TE. That's how I can put it. I'm all right with it. Like I don't like overly TE people. That I can't deal with it. It's too control. It's like controlling. Like,
Okay. Cool. Yeah, I don't know quite what to make of the TE thing, but I don't have a definitive TE polar test. And you don't seem to test SI polar. As I pushed on it some more, it seems like it's not polar. The other thing that suggests it's not polar is you describing yourself tossing and turning in the middle of the night. Even recalling and noting that is unlikely to emerge from an ENFJ. And I'm pretty confident you're not an ESFP because I'm not hearing any SI valuing. So that's consistent with SI 8th or 7th, not with 5th. So I think the best typing for you is INFJ. INFJ Enneagram 9. You're if there are no subtypes, okay, but different people express kind of differently. And you're an INFJ who expresses a lot like Rachel does.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right.
Except you're a dude, obviously.
Okay. Is that a good thing?
Well, I mean, what it is it's nice for me because I have another example of getting these sort of misleading results at first, but this time I've learned something from the past, and I kept pressing, and I checked with you to see what you thought. And normally, look, you were I said I've had a rash of ENFJs, right? Each of those ENFJs came in thinking they were probably INFJ, and I didn't backtrack on any of those typings. So the thing is, you can note that, and they generally they didn't publish, I don't think, but I backtrack here because as I evaluate the data more, it's just the nice thing about having a rash of ENFJs is SI polar is pretty dramatic, and you do not seem to suffer from SI polar, and yet it's clearly not an absolute value for you. So that makes you, based on the obvious FE and everything else, the only thing you could be is INFJ.
Okay. All right. All right. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to stop recording now. Do you want me to share this with you privately, or are you okay with me publishing it?
You can publish it. Yeah.
Okay, I'll put it up right now then, and we'll see how much controversy it erupts.
Yeah, I'm going to take the comments.
All right, cool. All right, thank you so much.